I already went twice. You did. Okay, here we go, folks. Nice to be back. Thank you for coming to 4 o'clock funnies. Kelly just arrived on her bed, scooting in at the last minute here. And we have Catherine Rose. Give it up for Catherine Rose. We're on her Wiser platform. We love Kathy Ferris. Give it up for Kathy Ferris and Kelly McFarland. Woo, woo, woo. So today's topic is cars. I thought we would start out by talking about our first car. My first car was a Toyota Corolla.
Ooh.
And actually, my mom bought it for me. After graduate school, I had my first job, and it was up in Andover, Mass. It was at Andover, the school. And I just needed to occasionally get the heck out of there. And so I think that's why but anyway, but later I moved down to, it cost $1,500. And later when I moved down to New York, I didn't need the car and I sold it for almost $1,500. Those Toyotas really hold their value. She had neglected to mention that she got me a stick. And the man at the dealership said, "So do you drive a stick?" And I said, "Sure," because, I just wanted a car. And so the car's going, it was very sad. It was just very sad. Anybody else have a first car story?
I got my mom's leftover 79 Volkswagen Rabbit.
A Rabbit's a good car.
Yeah, it was cute. And then it we were a Volkswagen family, so everybody had a Volkswagen. Ooh. And I got that. That car was very old when I got it, but it was super cute and had baby blue interior, 2-door, white. Ooh. And yeah, it was really cute. And I drove it into the ground.
My husband had an 86 Mazda that he gave up in the 20 teens. It reminded me of a Flintstone car because you literally could see the road.
Yeah.
It was like you could put your feet down. And
yeah.
It would go. So Kathy, first car?
The first car that I actually bought myself was a Volkswagen Jetta. I worked at the Bank of Boston and I had a job.
You did? I didn't know you had a legit job.
Yeah. I worked in telemarketing at Bank of Boston.
B&B.
Wow.
Yeah,
my whole family actually. I have cousins and everybody who worked there. My father worked there for 35 years.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it was our place. Wow.
Anything else about the first car you want to share with us?
It's so weird because when I got a Volkswagen Jetta, I was engaged and my husband hated the car, just hated it. And now he had bought my daughter a Volkswagen Jetta and he has a Volkswagen and I have a Volkswagen.
You're a real Volkswagen fan. Volkswagens are great. Subarus are great too. They last forever.
Yeah.
Catherine, what was your first car?
My first car was actually a Triumph Spitfire convertible.
Well, you started at the top.
And not because I live in Greenwich. Not because I live in Greenwich. My dad found it was up on blocks at this guy owed him some money. And he said, well, just give me the car or whatever. So he got the car and brought it home. And he said, do you want the car? And it was literally there was wheels and, it was just a mess. And he's like, well, if you want the car, then you have to work on it with me. So I'd go out there. My mom's a nurse. So I would go out there literally with her gloves on and stuff, like the latex gloves. And I would be working on the car.
Well, what do you know how to do? What, about what?
I know how to change the oil. I know I used to change out I had to change out the solenoid on the thing, which, it's kind of
what's a solenoid?
Yeah.
When you turn the car over, it helps, get the electricity from the engine to the.
I never turned my car over.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Oh.
So I had to do a lot of that stuff.
But that's super cool. I always wanted a red sporty car convertible. And I had my eye on the Mazda in the 80s or 90s. There was a little peppy thing.
The Miata?
Yeah.
Miata. I like that.
The 2-door Miata.
Yeah. I had my eye on that puppy. And now I don't care.
Yeah. I know. I'm I couldn't care less. Just get me
I've given up. Just get me there.
Yeah.
I've had a lot of cars.
Oh, you have what other cars?
So I got the 79 Rabbit. Then I bought a car, an 84 diesel 4-door Rabbit.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. So did you have to get diesel gas?
Oh, sure, yeah. And in the wintertime,
Diesel
you
goes
either had to
further, right?
what?
Diesel goes further. You
It
get more.
goes further. My dad thought it was a good idea. It was also a stick, so I had to learn how to drive a stick. And it also, in the wintertime, you have to plug it in to keep the engine warm or it won't start. Or you pop the hood and spray ether into the engine to get it to like snap. Oh, yeah.
Ah.
Can you get ether at CVS? Where do you get ether?
I don't know. It came in a spray can. I'm a wicked Maina. And then, seriously, like, you don't get much more Maine than that. You know what I mean? Like, and then I had my dad's 88 Jetta, Volkswagen Jetta. Then I had an 85 Jetta that I bought myself. Then I had a 92 Jetta. Then I had a 2002 Jetta. Then I had an 89 Jetta.
You should be a Jetta spokesman.
Lots of
you got a lot of Jettas.
And then I went and it branched out. And I had a Suzuki Aereo, which is like, I don't even think they make that anymore. And then, which was like a clown car. And I remember I went to this big fancy event in Boston and I pulled up to the valet and had to valet my sneaker. And then when we were all leaving, I was like, good night, everyone, bye-bye. And then it came driving up and I was like, this is mine.
This is my third car.
Yeah. And then now I've had Hondas. I have a Honda CRV. This is my third one. I love them.
Oh, you love them.
Yeah, I can drive it into the ground.
I also
Honda CRV.
You drive everything into the ground.
Yes.
I drive everything into the ground too.
Yeah.
Oh, well, my family, we used to like get a new car every couple of years. Because we weren't big into maintenance. I did, honestly, for maybe my first 3 cars, I didn't know like you had to change the oil. Like nobody told me.
Yeah.
And then one time the engine just kind of seized. And I'm there like, what's that?
What happened?
And then the guy at the local gas station said, you know, the car needs oil. And I said, I know, nobody ever told me. So anyway, but so Kathy, didn't you just get a Volkswagen or something?
I did. I just got a Volkswagen Beetle. 'Cause they stopped making them. This was the last year they were making them.
Well, no, they stopped making them my vintage, and then they made them again, I think, right?
Yeah, but now they're stopped again.
Oh, is it?
I think they might go electric. I think they might go electric, but we always said we were going to get one, and so my husband loves them. So
I love Volkswagens. One of my boyfriends had it, not the one I married, but let that go. But do you remember everybody that you would put the old days that put a daisy?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. They have a couple of years ago. They still had that as a function. Mine doesn't have that.
What color is it?
Mine is blue. It's like a metallic blue.
Oh, I like it.
It's kind
like
of
a
navy
blueberry.
calf.
Kind of, right?
Don't
Like
you
it's
think?
like metallic, kind of like a blue. It's beautiful. It's beautiful.
But-
we bought my mother-in-law one. Hers is orange.
Well, you guys, wow.
Arenado orange.
Well, what kind of car did you have when the girls were younger? Did you have,
I had a Volvo.
oh, you didn't do the minivan thing?
I did have a minivan for a little while, but then we had a Volvo. I loved my Volvo. We had a station wagon, and then I had an SUV. But my daughter drove it one time, and just ruined the engine. She must have been in like she was in a different gear, and it just drained everything out of the engine.
Oh.
Like gone, just gone.
Did you make her do chores to pay for it?
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah, let's go with that.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
I remember one of my sons took my car and he hit a tree, and I get this call. I'm okay, Mom. Don't worry about it. And I'm like, what? What happened? He said, well, a tree totaled your car. I don't think the tree did it. What, was the tree in the middle of the street? This is just
Just jumped out.
But Catherine, when your kids actually still are little.
Yes, they are.
Anybody, you doing the mom minivan or SUV thing?
So I resisted it. You know, it was like that in the leisure suit. You know what I mean? I was like, I'm not wearing yoga pants every day or whatever. And now I'm the mom I used to make fun of. Like I drive up, I've got my yoga pants on and my minivan. And it's actually, it really does work.
Mhm.
It
What
really
do you
is.
got for a minivan? What you rocking?
I got a Dodge. Got a Dodge.
Dodge.
What's
Yeah.
that one called?
Caravan.
Oh,
Third row.
the Caravan.
The Caravan.
Yeah, I had a Dodge Caravan too. I loved it. Yeah.
I never went to the Caravan. When we moved back from Japan, I got a Mitsubishi because after having lived in Japan for 5 years, they convinced us that American cars are no good. So really, they're just great. And New York is so dangerous. And then they're like, I used to live in New York. It's all right. And then, no. Have you seen Ford Apache? Have you seen the Ford Apache? So when I came back, I thought New York was extremely dangerous and that American cars were terrible. So for years, I had a Mitsubishi Montero. I loved it. And then I forget for what reason, I think I was actually trying to buy American. I switched over to the Ford Explorer, just one after the other. And then the mileage was really pretty bad. But you know, you could get all the kids' gear. Oh God.
That's what my husband drives.
Oh.
He has that.
I like the car, but
I like it too.
But it was like 16 miles per gallon. It was.
Yeah, just drain it down.
But they're huge. I mean, they can get so much stuff in them.
I don't take it gigging though, because it's dumb. Like if I drive it on a road gig, it's going to cost me so much money.
Imagine.
I do love driving it though at 411. Like people get out of your way. It's fun.
What I always liked though about driving the kids was they say things like eventually you disappear to them when they're driving you around, when you're driving them around. I mean, literally, I can remember saying, I wouldn't know the name of the kid in the back seat. I'd just say, tell me where you live. I'll take you home. But I still remember this one time. One of the kids said, I'm Catholic. Another said, I'm Jewish. And my son said, I'm a Leo. Maybe it's time to go back to church. Oh,
so proud.
And I still remember little Austin Finan saying, they didn't know what to call me, Mrs. Condon or Mrs. Bartels, my husband's name. And they knew I'd swap them if they called me Jane. So I like a little respect. So
Just a little.
mostly they said Mrs. Condon. What was it? He said, Austin's there. Mrs. Condon, I speak 2 languages. And I'm there, what are they, Austin? He said, I speak English and hockey. That was so cute. They were
Hockey.
And hockey.
I'm a step parent, so no one has ever known what to call me.
Yeah.
So the kids, now they're a little older, they just call me by my first name and I'm okay with it. But when I first started hanging out with my stepson and he was little, they would be like, Michael's stepmom, can we? I'm like, ugh, ow, that's brutal. Michael's stepmom.
Didn't
I'm like,
you have a joke,
just call
Kelly,
me
about,
Kelly.
Didn't you have a joke? I picture some bit of yours that you're in your car, you're going for the pickup, something
Oh
like
yeah, there's a whole, so I had to, when I first met my husband, and we got married, it was going into summer. So school wasn't quite out yet. And I started doing the pickup on our days because we have 50-50 custody. We're total blended family, like shared everything. And so I would do the pickups, and I had never sat in a pickup line before because why would I? I mean, that would be really weird without
weird.
children to be like, no, I'm just looking. Thank you so much. I'm just looking. So I would sit in the pickup line is awful. Like, no wonder moms are mad and they're wearing the most comfortable pants possible. You're in the pickup line forever. And I've mentioned, I grew up in Maine. We didn't have a pickup line. Like
no,
there was no
pickup line. Nobody had a fucking pickup line.
No, there was no pickup line. Like literally the bell would ring and they'd be like, get the fuck out. You don't have to go home, but you can't stay here.
Miles.
Yeah, like you would go out you'd toddle out and look for a ride. And if you missed your bus, you were walking home on a major
you missed
highway.
your bus, you were
walking home.
Yeah.
Post.
Yeah. I
That
wore
bus was
a ring around
brutal.
my
That
neck.
was a jungle. I tell you, that was rough.
You wore a tag around your neck that was like a blueprint how to get me in your van. Name on it, hobbies, parents' names, pets. Like, offer me a cupcake and I'd be like, I live with you now. Like, crazy.
Okay, so any favorite part of the car? I love the cup holder. That was the best invention that ever happened to a car. It's just, and when my kids.
I'm sorry, power windows. I disagree.
Oh, power windows.
Sorry.
Heated
Power
seats.
windows are good.
Heated seats.
Oh, heated seats, heated seats, heated seats. This winter I got really into it. Do you do all three or do you do just one?
Oh, I burn it up.
You
burn it up.
You go
No.
seat to the max.
And I use them in the summertime because I got a little sciatica. So if you just turn it on those long drives, so it's AC in the head and then just heating up that back. Do a little stretch on cruise control. Do a little pigeon up against the windshield. Totally
I have
safe.
that the thing on the side now where it tells you if it's safe to like go to the next lane, and
Ooh,
that is
yep.
like a game changer for me because for the last 18 months I just like pray and I just go.
Oh yeah. No, I never used
hope no one's
side
there.
view mirrors. I didn't know it was a thing. My husband, I borrowed his car. My car was in the shop, the garage, whatever, wherever it was. And I backed his car out of the garage and I took off one of the side view mirrors.
Mm.
And in my defense, I don't think it was that well attached. And I said, but honey, who uses that mirror anyways? He said, don't you use the mirror? And then I used the rear view, but like, and you know, once he pointed that out, my driving did improve.
Yeah.
I mean, it
Like
was-
I'm from Massachusetts. We don't even know there's mirrors there.
oh no, no mirrors, no turn signals are for wussies. You know, it just.
I mean, if you really think about it, we drive with mirrors. Like, what are we, magicians? Like, that's not.
we should have smoke.
My car now has the stuff, right? Like, if there's someone, I don't have to look anywhere. Like, I just can be, my car tells me, it's like, hey, brake, boop, boop, boop. Like, it tells me everything. I had a rental with nothing, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna die out here. I have to really focus. Shut the fuck up, everyone. Like, it does. It gets to a point where the car's like driving for
No,
you.
I love
Yeah,
that
so
new,
true.
I love the new one, like the lights buzz and like
Yes.
means you're gonna hit somebody.
Yeah.
That I get that a lot.
My sister does too. It's like I thought it was a radio. It was happening so often. Will you just get in your lane?
When
Now I
they
yell at the
have
car,
that
though.
electric car that'll park for you, I'm done. I
No.
can't
I pack.
those. You know, that'll be great. But I can parallel park, but like only from one side. I don't know.
How much of
I'm
an
not really
asshole
good
are
at
you,
those
though,
either.
if you have that park assist, that smart park, and you're like standing on the sidewalk and you're like, and then it like doesn't work because it's a car and then it busts into someone else. Like, just park it yourself, you lazy piece of garbage.
Yeah.
I couldn't do it. I had trust issues. I could
Yeah,
never
me
just,
too.
like,
Big
Could
time.
not do
give
it.
up
Yeah.
the wheel.
It's like the ultimate trust
I-
fall.
Do you guys
yeah.
particularly going to gigs? I live in my car. My car is my home. I mean, for all the time the boys were growing up, that was my refuge, my escape, my it was the one place on earth that belonged to me.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And
I agree.
anyway, but now we have to get on to Kathy's, what do you call these?
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
You
Art
call-
corner.
So we learned in yesterday's episode or whatever, it's all blending, that Kathy is a doodler. And
This
I'm
is
just
what I'm
gonna
wearing
grab her. So
today.
here's the doodle.
Oh,
This is me today.
You're very good. I love
Thank
that.
you.
your
I-
hair is on point.
Yeah,
Thank
nice
you.
hair.
And I had to change that because, as you know, I used to have different hair, right? But
What was
my hair stylist allowed me to grow my hair out. She actually, I'm afraid of her, so I just do what she tells me.
She and Sister Edward.
You know, when you go in and be like, I'm actually looking for like a Tina Turner. She's like, the best thing I'm going to do is Owen Wilson Wedding Crashers. I'm like, good. And then we go from there, right? But my other art, as I was sharing with the ladies, is that I like to take the wine corks that I have just laying around, and I paint portraits of people, notably the wrongfully convicted. This is my Brandon Dassey from Making of a Murderer. I don't know if anybody's familiar with the Netflix.
Oh, you
I
watched
see the resemblance.
special. Yes, right. This is a few years into incarceration.
He's not wearing his glasses anymore.
Sometimes he didn't.
I'm scared because you know so much, the two of you, about this guy.
Yeah, we love true crime.
He's still in, but this is Brandon Dassey, and I have a website called Go Cork Yourself. If you're
Do
interested.
you really?
This
Cork
is
yourself. And
lady-
who's this?
This is a lady from my town. I'm not gonna. I call her Linda, but that's not her real name. And she's from my Bible study group. And
Now everyone in Bible studies will be like,
They're looking for a mole is what they're looking for. They're like,
actually,
or someone who ate a cookie and let it land on their chin.
and I'm really glad you brought that up, because here's the thing with this art form is that that's just part of the cork. That's just like a bubble. So I had to go with it. But coincidentally, I do think she has a suspicious mole.
More. What else you got?
Instagram. And then this is me. But
Oh,
this was before when I had my short hair.
oh my God, this is worth a glass. I gotta get hold that up. Whoa.
Watch this show all day.
Your eyes
and
are
then
beautiful.
this is me.
I got to do this one, and then she taught me how to do it.
So some of them are voodoo dolls, and some of them are.
None of them are voodoo dolls. Are all art.
Oh,
It's
excuse
cork
me. I'm
people.
sorry.
they're cork people.
all dolls, voodoo dolls, though.
So,
But what you'll
Now,
notice is
why-
like this was just painted, but then I really started trying to get to the point of like I'm using fabric now, and then this lady, like her hair, is
yeah.
done with
I love
clay.
the hair. How do you
And,
do the hair?
You have so
Um,
much time on
yeah, I
your
had to use clay, and I had to wait a couple of days to paint it.
This is gonna be you, Catherine, when you're an empty nester.
Oh my goodness.
I'll try to do some of you guys if I get
Linda from Bible study.
Yeah. Kathy, can you hold all of them up at once?
Do they
maybe
go on
hold
your finger or you hold
No,
them?
they're on a stick, right?
Well, two of them are on a stick. Brandon and Linda are on a stick.
Hey, Brandon, it's been so long since I've last seen you.
It's too much.
You know who else I have is Emily Wazowski, but I didn't bring her. I'll bring her
You're
in.
at your house.
Huh?
You're at your house. You can go get her. We'll wait.
It's downstairs. It's kind of far.
Well,
I'll
have your
get it. I'll
butler
bring
bring it.
It'll be a teaser.
Ooh.
Tomorrow,
I have Emily Wazowski. I have Nick Ortolani. When I was a comic in resident, my daughter had made most of the people who were comic in residence that year. So I have Julia Claire. I have Katie McCarthy, Nick Ortolani.
That's so sweet.
I'll bring him in. I'll bring him up.
I'll bring him in.
Bring him in.
Oh, and then I have Sister Robert from, I should have brought her yesterday. I made Sister Robert. She was my reading teacher. She was awful.
Does she have the habit on as a quirk person?
Uh-huh. Yeah. I started out doing nuns because nuns are easy, you know.
How so? Tell us your process.
Really? Tell us
Wine
all
do you
about
have to drink? How much wine do you have to drink to get enough corks?
Well, like this was a week.
It was like she has a small army over there.
This was a lovely full-bodied Merlot. And this was Trader Joe's $7.99. It's
You
called
get
Big
halfway through and go
Summer.
like, this is gonna be Sister Mary Jean.
I feel like at some point you're going to show us the screw tops. There's
Oh,
people
I
wearing
love
hats.
it. Yeah, I do. You know, I don't say no to a good screw top.
I don't either. It's very good now.
Mhm.
Well, listen, everybody. I think that's our show today. We thought we were going to talk about cars. We did.
We did.
Corks. Go cork yourself. Everybody go to the Go Cork Yourself.
I know.
Go corkyourself.com.
Come back tomorrow if you want to hear about, what are we doing tomorrow? Clothes. I think clothes. And Friday's going to be food. And we have a guest on Friday. And you've all been wonderful to come. I'm Jane. We have Kathy. We have Kelly. We have Catherine. Bye-bye.
Yay.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.